Today, I want to pose a question that has occupied the human mind for millennia. What exactly are we working for? If you look around today, most of our modern lives are built around the now. We are told to live in the moment, to chase our dreams, and to achieve success. But how does this compare to the ancient perspectives that shaped civilizations? Today we are doing a deep dive into the contrast between two distinct ways of living. The path of the worldly person, those who live for the present, and the Vedic person, those who lived for something much, much larger. Let's start with what we are most familiar with, the characteristics of worldly people. In this mode of living, the primary driver is enjoyment. Every action is a transaction for pleasure. We work so we can afford a vacation, we exercise so we can look good, we socialize to feel included. There's a heavy focus on doing to enjoy. The goals here are usually short-term. We look for immediate satisfaction, the hit of dopamine from a new purchase, the promotion at work, or the social status of a new achievement. In this worldview, material prosperity isn't just a tool, it's the primary destination. There's also a strong emphasis on the individual. Success is measured by personal milestones. It's about my career, my house, my well-being. It's a horizontal way of living, moving from one desire to the next, staying firmly within the realm of the physical world. Now, let's travel back in time, or perhaps travel deeper into the Vedic perspective. The Vedic people of the past operated on a completely different timeline. Their lives weren't measured in fiscal quarters, but in cycles of worship and spiritual evolution. Their main aim, long uninterrupted worship of the devatas or the divine forces of nature. Interestingly, they also desired a long life, just like we do, but their reason was different. They didn't want a long life just to accumulate more things. They wanted more time to continue their worship. To them, every action was a ritual. This spiritual focus transformed the nature of their work. While a worldly person performs an action for a material result, a Vedic person performed actions as an offering. This shift in intent led to four very specific internal states: purity, wisdom, detachment, and ultimately self-realization. They didn't see themselves as isolated islands either. Worshipping the devatas was a communal act. It was about rituals and traditions like the yajnas that maintained the fabric of their society and their cultural identity. It was a vertical way of living, constantly reaching upward. One of the most common misconceptions about ancient spiritual paths is that people just sat around and prayed for things to happen. But the Vedic tradition was actually rooted in a powerful belief in self-capacity. They believed in self-effort. They lived disciplined lives, worked hard, and adhered strictly to dharma, their moral and ethical duty. But here is the key difference. They didn't think they were doing it alone. They complemented their hard work with devata worship. They viewed health, wealth, and prosperity as a holistic balance. You work hard to earn it, but you seek divine blessings to enhance and protect it. In this view, material success wasn't the ultimate goal. It was simply the fuel that supported their spiritual growth. You need a healthy body and a stable home to pursue the higher truths. This brings us to the ultimate contrast, the goal. For the worldly person, the goal is satisfaction. But as we know, satisfaction is often fleeting. For the Vedic person, the goal was moksha. Moksha is the ultimate liberation from the cycle of birth and death. It is the realization that we are more than our material desires, that we are at our core one with Brahman, the ultimate reality. Think about the scale of that ambition. While one group is focused on immediate gratification, the other is focused on eternal liberation. One is looking at the next few years, the other is looking at the journey of the soul across lifetimes. So as we wrap up, let's look at the summary of these two paths. The worldly path is about the material, the short-term, and the individual. It's a life of seeking enjoyment through action. The Vedic path is about the spiritual, the long-term, and the communal. It's a life of seeking purity through worship and disciplined effort. One seeks to have more, the other seeks to be more. As you go about your day to day, perhaps take a moment to ask yourself, which path am I walking? Is there a way to bring a bit of that Vedic long-term wisdom into our short-term modern world? Maybe the balance lies in working hard for our goals but dedicating that effort to something higher than ourselves. Thank you for listening. Until next time, stay mindful.